All right, good evening, everybody. We're here for Shop Talk with Ron Buffington. And before we bring Ron in, I want to talk a little bit about the Schumann Memorial Winter Classic happening this weekend that JLS Rods is sponsoring. So first, I want to see on the screen, I hope you saw the new tournament sweatshirt this year. So that's a new piece that anybody that registers for the event will receive. These sweatshirts will be shipped after the tournament's complete. So everybody signs up right now. In fact, tomorrow is the deadline. If you sign up by tomorrow, you get a 25% off coupon with BKD, our title sponsor, Bass Candy Delights. So sign up right now, and let me show you exactly how that works. But you can buy this sweatshirt right on our website at ccamd.org/apparel. See it there at the bottom of the screen. It's in our store. So even if you're not fishing the tournament, you want the sweatshirt, it's great. We'd love to have you support us. It comes right to your door, $50 shipped. And we're printing here locally with a small business and delivering right to you. And so this will be the last of our series with the 25th anniversary on the front chest. And you can see the little gannets diving down the sleeve there. And that's, such an important part of wintertime fishing, or finding those big birds, big bait, big fish. So let me show you the tournament real quick. If you've never fished one of our iAngler based tournaments, iAngler Tournament is a smartphone app. We couldn't do this without our friends at the Angler Action Foundation. The Angler Action Foundation is just a key organization that created this kind of technology so anglers could really become empowered with their data and provide information to managers and really understand what we're doing out there on the water. And of course, a great byproduct of that is a fishing tournament. So iAngler Tournament is a smartphone app, but what you're looking at right now is the website. So the fast way of getting here is to go to ccamd.org/winter classic. You'll now see that scrolling across the bottom. You go right to the website. It directs you directly to this iAngler page. And you'll have to log in and create a username and password, which is totally free. You'll have to register that in the top right corner. If you fish one of our events before, you should already have one of those. And if you have trouble, if you just read the instructions, it'll explain to you. You can get in touch with me or some other volunteers, and we can get you set up. But the bottom line is everything's right here. This is a virtual event, meaning that attendance is not required. There is no gathering because of the COVID pandemic. We want everybody to be safe and make wise decisions. We're not gathering, we're not feeding you or doing any of that kind of thing. But we are loosely based out of Buzz's Marina. I will be there, and we'll be based there. You can pick up your rulers there and fish right out of Buzz's. But you can fish anywhere in the Chesapeake in our tidal waters. So I'm already registered. So where you see the button log catch is where you'll look for a registration button. You register, it's per angler, and you can have up to 6 people per team. And so without further ado, I want to bring in our newest sponsor, Mr. Ron Buffington. What do you say, Ron? Welcome.
How's it going, Dave?
Good, man. Good to see you. I see, are those some JLS rods I see behind you?
They are.
I wonder where they came from.
There's Jamie Lynn. She's pouting right now.
Hi, Jamie.
I've been making her work too hard, but there's all of our current stock of rods everywhere. If you can see them.
It's hard to go anywhere and not see a JLS rod or folks talking about them. I have one. You made me a custom fly rod. And if everything goes as planned, I'll be fly fishing for pickerel tomorrow morning because it's the first day of our pickerel tournament. That's a little sidebar thing. But hopefully I'll be catching some pickerel on my JLS fly rod because that's the first thing I ever caught on my JLS fly rod, if you remember.
Yes, I do.
Up at Lock Raven, the first thing I ever caught was a pickerel. So Ron makes a great fly rod. But of course, there's a lot more to that and a lot more to the rod game. So, we were talking about the tournament. I know you've got a team coming up. So tell us what you're thinking.
Well, we did put together a team for this tournament. We sat out most of I think all of them this year. I don't think Jamie, we didn't get in any of them this year. We had other stuff going on and we just weren't able to. And so this year I've made it a point that for this last tournament of the season, we sponsor all of them, but we were going to fish it as well. And part of the reason that we're fishing it is we have a new line of rods coming out right after the first of the year. We're still testing them right now. It's going to be our new high modulus line of rods. You don't know what a high modulus rod. It's basically like a St. Croix Legend Extreme. The higher end G Loomis rods. They're real super light and sensitive, and we finally got one developed, and so we want to promote that and start getting it out there. We've been fishing it all fall. I passed it around to a couple of the anglers on the bay, and they've liked it and they've had a lot of success on it. We've caught several hundred fish on the rod now and haven't had any problems. So I'm actually going to make a couple of those. I've got a couple of those rods made up here at the house, and I'm going to drop them off the morning of the tournament to some competing teams to myself. And I'm going to let them try them as well. So hopefully I don't get beat with my own rod, but you never know. It might happen.
Well, I follow your fishing reports, and it's pretty clear that Jamie's a better angler than you are. So I think the rod's important, but it really does come down to the angler too.
Yeah. Well, she gets lucky once in a while. And sometimes I let her hold my fish,
So, all right, high modulus graphite, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So a lot more sensitivity, but haven't I heard before that they can be a little brittle sometimes? Is that part of?
Well, back when they first came out with high modulus rods years ago, they were very brittle, but the technology has come a long way with the glue and the carbon fiber that they're using, and they're pretty damn durable now. I mean, unless you're abusing your rod, you're probably not going to break it. I mean, if you hit any rod against your T-top or you're constantly high sticking, it's gonna break and fail on you at some point. But as long as you take care of them, they should last. And one thing that we do pride ourselves on, JLS, we have the best warranty in the industry, period. I mean, like, I had a guy earlier this year that fried his rod. He stuck his rod in his tower and he fried it on a power line. Never even got to use it. His girlfriend or wife bought it for him for Christmas, and he called me up and he was like all upset. And I was like, man, mail me a check for like $40 and I'll send you a new rod. So, and we've had several things like that, and we don't question it. If it's within that first year, we have a no questions asked warranty in our first year. We replace it. And our blank manufacturer, Simon at Taipan Rods, he's been just great. I mean, anytime I show him, like, look, hey, we got a broke rod here. What do you want to do? Yeah, I'll send you one out. And even if he doesn't stand behind it, I do in the first year, because that's JLS's policy.
Absolutely.
And nobody's been denied a warranty claim, period.
I forgot to mention that people can comment along and ask questions while we're live tonight. If Ron, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see the comments on your end, but I'll pop them up on the screen. So if anybody has any questions about the rods, and so on and so forth, feel free to chime in. If folks are following on YouTube Live, there is a comments section there too. This is our first time broadcasting to YouTube Live. From what I understand, you have to be logged into a YouTube account to comment, but it should be pretty obvious, and we can monitor all those comments or questions here. Morgan Cupford just texted me and said you're making him seasick because you're bouncing around so much.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to hold my laptop because I don't have any space left in the shop. It's Christmas and we're like making that last push to get everything out. So there are just parts and stuff everywhere. So
no, we're just giving you a hard time. So here you go. There's a question in from Morgan. What's the length of the high modulus rod?
Morgan, our rods we can do any length you want. The rods are built for us, and even if I don't have it in stock, if you call me up and you say I want a 7 foot 2 inch and a half, I just call out to Arizona and tell them, we want one of our 662s and this length, and it comes right to me.
Morgan says, "Love you, Ron."
I love you too, bud.
Have you made Morgan a fly rod yet? I know he's a fly angler too.
No, I haven't made many fly rods. I've done a couple, and I've got one here for somebody that's going to be a really nice fly rod when we get it done. But we've got some big things coming that we're going to announce the first year. One of them I'll go ahead and drop it here. So JLS is getting out of the custom rod business. We're going to jump out of the custom rod business, and we're just going to manufacture our line of rods.
Okay.
We're still going to do something.
Jamie Lynn has a question for you. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm. Then our new line of high modulus rods are going to be the BMF series. Okay. That's what we're going to call them, because we feel they're bad. They're bad. They are. Okay. Yeah, we don't want to go too far, but BMF. You know what it means.
That's
They
great.
are. They're bad rods. They're super light, real sensitive, and we're real proud of them. And we're also real proud that we can offer them at a price point that's much, much lower than what our current competitors are. I know that one rod that's out there right now that came out this year, it's $600 and some, and we're going to be half at.
Wow.
So, I mean, you get into a very high quality rod with titanium guides, carbon fiber reel seat or grips, and Fuji reel seat, and for around $300. I mean, come on, that's unheard of,
So you're really going to offer how many different models? You mentioned the 662. Talk a little bit about what those numbers mean and what else is out there, because I know there's a couple different sizes, right?
So our 662 is our medium extra fast, and that's our light tackle jigging rod. That's what most people are going to use on the Chesapeake to jig for rockfish. And then we have the 703. That's our medium heavy. That last number in our model is basically the power rating of the rod. So a medium power is a 2 power rod. The 703 is a 3 power rod, which is a medium heavy. Then our 704 steps up to a heavy power, but we call that our inshore medium heavy. And that's what a lot of guys are using for the cobia and those big red drum that you see pictures of all summer. Mm-hmm. That's what they're coming on, is the 704 and the 703.
Nice. So
and then of course we have 2 panfish rods. And then we're also doing some bigger stuff for the tarpon and snook down in Florida as well. But I mean, like that, you don't see many people buying that up here because, like a 20 to 40 or 30 to 65 pound rod's a little heavy than what most people use up here.
Right. So, but you're still going to be able to make those for folks that are down there, right? If the Florida folks want to.
Absolutely. The bigger rods are part of our line. We just don't really advertise them here because nobody around. There's no market right here for them.
Gotcha. So do you see Scott's question down there at the bottom?
Scott, so we are going to discontinue selling St. Croix rods. The only way that I'm going to do it is if it's a current customer that has already bought one and needs to match a set. I'll do it. But for all purposes, we're going to go with the BMF. And yes, that does take the place of the SC5. It's an identical rod, weight-wise and everything.
Nice. So Jason has a question. When and where can we buy them?
Hey, Jason. You could call us 717-446-4218. Right now is the best way to get a hold of me. I'm trying not to do a whole lot with the messaging because going back and forth on messages all day with a guy over a rod, it takes too much time. It's easier to call us and we can get you set up and ready to roll.
Very good. And so I'm going to add your number down there to the bottom. Folks can make sure we can give you a shout. So Matt Baden asked the question of when I'm going to get all the teams put together for the Schumann. So just because the way that iAngler works, folks register individually. Quite often I have to add them together, mix them together, make sure they're on the right team. You could have, if Ron and I were on the same team, he could write JLS-BMF. I could write JLS space BMF, and it wouldn't automatically link you together. So long story short is I'm going to get everybody linked up this week, and we'll also have a conversation Wednesday night about the tournament. I know a lot of folks are looking at weather. It is the time of year where weather changes rapidly. And so we're keeping an eye on that. We want everybody to be safe. If you hadn't seen it previously, we're offering refunds. Offer a refund to anybody that chooses not to fish the tournament because something changed. Of course, if you get a refund, you're not getting your sweatshirt and all that kind of stuff. But we'll do our best to not cancel the tournament. Hopefully, if something happens Saturday, we'll roll into a Sunday event. Or the following weekend. Since it's a catch photo release tournament, we can absolutely catch photo release once the catch and keep season is closed. And folks, remember the Potomac's open until the end of the year. But yeah, we'll get that sorted out as soon as we get a little bit closer. There's a number of folks looking at that weather very carefully. We want everybody to be safe. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, don't cancel it, Dave. Keep pushing it back. We want to have it.
No,
Everybody.
exactly. I mean, I know everybody wants to get out there and have fun. There's Ron's phone number scrolling along the bottom, so give him a shout if you have any questions about the rods. It looks like Morgan said, let's get to work on it. Let's get to work on a fly rod. So, Ron, you're just going to have to find extra time, and he's probably going to message you and text message you, not call you. But Morgan's going to buy a fly rod from you.
We can do it. We'll make a nice grip for you. That one we did for Dave, I made the grips on it, and I think it's got like some kind of special cocobala wood.
It was all sorts of fancy stuff. You just kept saying, hey, can I do this? Should I do this? I said, heck yeah, have fun with it. So, all right, we got a question from Cray Ramsey. Hey, Ron, can the Model 662 handle a 1.5 ounce jig head?
Okay. Well, Cray, yeah, a lot of people do it. And to be honest with you, I do it too. Should you do it? No. I mean, nobody that sells fishing rods is going to recommend that you overpower what that blank is rated for. But yeah, you can do it. You'll probably be all right.
Mike Whistle. I know Mike's fishing. He said he's only checked the weather approximately 432 times today. From the rain that fell tonight, it's like I think we're going to be fishing in a freshwater bay by the time. I don't know about you guys, but it rained like crazy all day today here. Just wet as can be. So Mike Whistle's fishing with Jamie Clow and a couple other good anglers. How do you think the JLS team will stack up against Jamie? He's one of your pros, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's one of the full-time guides that use our rods every day, and I think Jamie's going to get smoked on Saturday.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what is your prediction? What is your prediction on the top 3 fish stringer? Any idea?
Man, unless somebody's really been sandbagging lately, I'm going to say like 84 or 85 inches.
Okay.
So
I think there's a lot of opportunity for some fun bets here with the different lengths. And what we're talking about, folks, is a 3 fish stringer. So your team of up to 6 people on a single boat can combine individual catches to make a 3 fish stringer that you turn in. The judges, we sort it all out through iAngler. You'll see the leaderboard. Everybody will be grouped together by team. As long as you get me that information, we need an email for each team member if they're not an existing user of iAngler tournament, and that'll all kind of rank together throughout the day. And so you get a full day on the water trying to add up and make that stringer. Ron says 84 inches. I think in the Fish for a Cure, what was it? That was a 4 fish stringer though, wasn't it?
I think it was. I think it was more than 3.
Yeah. So I can't remember any recent stringers over 100. It'd be tough to find 3 big fish. Looks like Mike Dunlap looks at it a little bit differently. He said, no way, 5 plus.
You're only allowed to fish in the bay, Mike. Now,
there you go. Matt Baden's throwing
out, I'll show you how to put up some big stringers. I guarantee you there will be a lot of boats that could put up way over 85 inches.
Yes. So Matt Baden says 90 wins it. You just need 1 pot of 30-inch fish. Mm-hmm. Adam Smith is saying 90 inches to win it, or over 90.
Okay, well, if Adam's saying that over 90 wins it, I'm following you after I drop your stuff off on Saturday morning then, Adam, because you know where they're at.
Uh-oh. There you go.
I don't know. Like I said, if somebody's been sandbagging, you might see a big bag limit, but
all right, so
you know what? I take it back. I take it back. I was thinking this is a one-person deal. This is a team tournament. It's definitely going to take I'm going to say 92 inches.
All right.
How's that?
Sounds good. I think I don't have last year's scores. I know a young lady. Yeah, a young lady. I think she was fishing with Greg Shute. Caught the biggest fish last year, period, amongst
Jesse
50 plus anglers. Yeah. And she get a rod
Jesse
from you?
And her boyfriend are awesome people.
Yeah.
What's that?
Did she get a rod from you, or she won a cooler? I can't remember what it was.
She won a rod last year, but her and her boyfriend are like JLS fanatics now, and they buy each other rods for presents, and they're a great couple. I love them. They go to school right down the road from where I live at Mount St. Mary's, so they're kind of close when they're up this way, and real nice people.
Mike says, "How am I just finding out about this now?" Mike, Are you just finding out about JLS rods, or are you just finding out about the Schumann tournament? We hope it's not too late for you to possibly fish with us this weekend. There we go. We got Haynes Hoffman chiming in from down in Brevard, North Carolina. Haynes is an amazing copper artist and a good friend of mine personally, and a lot of fishing tournaments have had Haynes copper fish, Blue Water Copper Works. He's a good friend. So I'll tell you, you may have seen in the email we sent out today, Ron, a lot of folks, we miss getting together, having these chats, having a beer, whatever it might be at an event. At a chapter meeting, right? Yeah. Just our chapter meetings, right? Talking shop. So I'm 100% committed to having nights like this. We can have up to 6 or 7 folks on one of these, give different updates on everything going on with CCA, and we fully plan on doing that definitely in 2021, right out of the gate. So if folks want to provide some input on topics they want to have people cover, we can do seminars, you can do PowerPoints. We'll talk about the policy work we're doing, the habitat work we're doing, but more importantly, talk about fishing and talk about the great products that support us, and the great companies and stuff. And there's so much to fishing. It's all about just giving each other a hard time, just like this. Looks like Matt Baden. What's it say? GL, check your boat for the GPS tracker before you head out.
I'm not fishing on my boat. That's top secret whose boat I'll be on. But yeah, we're not. Our boat's up in Rock Hall for the winter. So she's probably going to get a for sale sign on it at some point. So.
Yeah. Okay, so whose boat are you fishing on for the tournament?
I'm not sure whose boat we're going to fish on, but it'll be one of the guys on the team. Let's just put it like
top
that.
Secret, top secret.
Yeah.
Can't let everybody know.
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say or not. So I don't.
We're fishing on the winning team's boat.
Oh yeah. We're on the winning team's boat. Jamie Lynn said.
Yes. I saw that in the registration. Yeah. There you go. So Mike said he reached out to you to fix one of his grandfather's rods.
Yeah, we helped him.
That's fantastic, Mike. I did see you didn't know about the tournament. Sorry about that. I know there's a lot going on with everybody, but it is this Saturday. So ccamd.org/Winter Classic. Well, look at that. Haynes is right. There's a Haynes Hoffman Blue Water Copper Works redfish. So there's one sitting right over top of my shoulder here.
That's awesome.
Hammered copper, heat treated and colored. A totally different friend of the sport that we're talking about today. But so, Ron, what's your? You don't want to give away all the secrets. You won't tell us what boat you're on. You're obviously fishing with a BMF rod. Mm-hmm. Now, what else? What else is your go-to setup? You a bait cast guy, spinning guy?
I'm gonna use a 4-inch sassy shad on a 5/8 jig head.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that.
Why not?
Now, look, I'm going to be using BKDs. And to be honest with you, I probably will leave the 6-inch BKDs at home, and I'm going to be throwing the big ones, the 10-inch. And something like this. Well, first of all, any time this time of the year, you want to use a big bait. The fish are keying in on big menhaden. And, you don't want to be using a 3, 4, 5-inch bait. That's craziness. Get you a nice 7, 8, inch bait to 10-inch BKDs. I usually clip about 3/4 of an inch of the head off the 10-inch ones anyway when I slide them up the jig head. Yep, right there. Bill Montgomery, great guy.
The boss. And remember, I said earlier, 25% off. If you register by tomorrow, Bill will get in touch with you. I know he reached out to a bunch of registrants today. You should have gotten your code, a discount, and sponsoring the tournament. So, BKD, there's the big ones. What do you think of that color? What's that? Chartreuse glitter, right? You like color-wise, Ron?
I'm simple. I'm not one of them guys that goes after 15 different colors. I do white and chartreuse 90% of the time, and I'll dip the tail and spike it, and I add a skirt when I'm not too lazy.
Yeah. Well, I think when I was reaching for the baits, you were saying sometimes you cut down the 10-inch too, just to make it a little shorter.
No, I just cut like that. Look, I straighten up the head on it so that it fits up on my jig heads well, and I can get a good glue seam on it. Yeah, that's the most important part for me. I want it to be on there glued right so that you can catch a lot of fish on them and it doesn't tear them up. That's the good thing about the BKDs is you can catch. You can fish with it half the day. Usually, if you've got it glued right and rigged on there right, it'll stay.
No question about it. I'll tell you, Jack, my 2-year-old, came in here the other day and was playing with a BKD, and I found it like 2 stories up, in his room. He's still playing with it. It won't fall apart. So if it can handle a 2-year-old terror, it can definitely handle a day of big rockfish. So
sure.
Heck yeah. Sure. So, all right. Well, we talked about fishing. We talked about the tournament. We talked about the BMF rods. Did you answer when they're going to be out? I can't remember what you said there.
It'll probably be right around the first of the year. Like I said, we've been testing them hard this fall and trying to break them, trying to do this and that. And I've been passing around to guys and I've got several made now that I'm handing around. And I just want to basically see it catch a couple hundred fish before I sell it to the public. And like I said, we've been real happy. We haven't had any problems yet, but it'll probably be one of them things just to make it an even go that I do it at the first of the year.
Awesome. So looks like Mike Whistle's trying to get his captain fired up.
Yeah, Jamie. Well, one good thing, Mike, is that Jamie will show you all the good restaurants. So while you guys are busy eating, we can go catch fish.
I wonder if Jamie brings his rods to the restaurant with him, and sets them in the buffet line. Does he get a plate for the one rod and a plate for himself?
To reserve his place?
Yeah. Well, I mean, these days, the 6-foot rod would be great for social distancing. You just wait in the buffet room.
Well, that and he can beat everybody away from the buffet line.
Yeah. Yeah, I see his fishing reports all the time now on Facebook, and I'm more excited to see the giant stacked, bacon cheeseburger about this tall than I am the fish.
Absolutely. One thing that I think, if somebody out there is looking for would like to fish, but maybe you don't have a bunch of friends or you don't have somebody with a boat, you should probably take a look at some of the guys like Jamie Cloud, Brad Foxwell, Nick Lombardi, Steve Mason. A lot of those guys, Dale Kuhn, Greg Shute. Well, I think Greg's booked up already, but those guys will take you out for the tournament, and sometimes they have walk-ons and stuff. So you can still participate and get out there and fish with us and have a good time. If you don't know somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with fishing from the shore, fishing from a pier.
Sure.
You can catch a fish any which way you want. Fishing is all about just getting out there and doing what you can to, get a hook in the water and try and get it in a fish. So Mike asked us, is the tournament virtual? Yeah, so it is virtual. And earlier, let me add it back to the screen here. I was showing the iAngler page. So this is where it takes you. If you go to ccamd.org/winter classic. And so it's an iAngler based tournament that is an app. You can go onto iAngler, and there's some test tournaments if you've never done it before, but we'll give more information later this week about exactly how to log your catch and everything. But yeah, you can be anywhere in the Chesapeake and the tidal tributaries of the Chesapeake. This is Pursuing Rockfish. It is a catch photo release mandate tournament. You're not keeping these fish. You're letting them go for the future. If anybody doesn't, if you can't tell just by watching the reports right now, the size class of fish that belong in the bay are not here right now. They haven't been in years. The population continues to decline, and we're 30 years after the moratorium, and look where we are. We're racing to the bottom again, and it's unacceptable. So I can't help but mention that because it is a fact, and it's why we do a catch photo release tournament right now. The water's cold. These fish take the time to take a very quick picture and get them back in the water. These fish making it on to another day is just as more important than anything else. We need these fish to continue to rebuild the stocks of striped bass. The measures managers have taken recently have been pretty much lazy in many ways. We got a lot of work to do to bring these things back. So anyway, it is a virtual tournament. You're not allowed to keep rockfish, even though it is the last Saturday of the season. So release those fish. Again, when a tournament pursues the biggest and baddest of the fish to win the prizes, the last thing we want to do is kill those big bad fish. They're old. They belong in the water. They don't even taste that good, if you ask me. So ultimately, it's important we conserve these fish. Craig, I'll let Ron answer this. I think the answer is yes. Will there be a BMF panfish model?
It'll be across the whole line of rods.
Fantastic.
The high modulus will be just copying them right out. So you'll have a choice. For those of you that want a price point more in a mid range, our mid-modulus rods, they're very durable. The only difference is they use a little more graphite in them, and so they're a little heavier and a little less sensitive. In the high modulus, the technology's further along. They use less graphite and less glue in them. They're lighter and a little more sensitive.
Nice. So Dave Phillips asked where you can pick up a ruler for the tournament. So you can pick one up in Baltimore at Talkerman's, in Annapolis at All Tackle, in Northern Virginia at District Angling, and then at Buzz's Marina, also at Island Tackle on the Eastern Shore. And I believe there's some down at Rusty Hook Bait and Tackle as well in Easton. In any of those locations, you want to give a call before just driving down and picking up a ruler. If it's absolutely necessary, I can ship you a ruler. We'll just send you a PayPal invoice. You can pay to CCA directly for that, and I can get one out to you. But that you better let me know now. So David at ccamd.org. Yes, previous tournaments rulers do qualify. So the one you'd be looking for at one of the stores is this Release Sense tournament ruler. It's 48 inches. You guys have probably seen these. These are the hard plastic. These are what you're looking for at any of the stores, but also the wooden tournament rulers that have been used in the past. They're absolutely allowed as well. So you can use them. Make sure it's in your boat and ready to roll, and make sure it doesn't blow out either, because I've heard that. I've heard every excuse in the world as to why somebody had to meet me in the morning to get a ruler. Mm-hmm. So my plan right now is to be at Buzz's Thursday night, setting some things up Friday just to make sure we're all good to go, maybe even fishing. And then we'll be there Saturday to take care of folks, make sure you know what's going on, help you with an app, last minute stuff at the ramp. Like I said, the rulers are at Buzz's, but I'll be there to make sure you get one if you're fishing down south. And again, we're not having an awards ceremony or anything like that. We will ship all the prizes to everyone, and shipping is included for your sweatshirt. So when you register, you get a sweatshirt. If you buy one at our website right now, ccamd.org/apparel on our store, you can buy one even if you're not participating in the tournament. That's $50, and that includes shipping as well. And these are printed by a small business here in Maryland. So buying a sweatshirt not only helps out CCA, but also helps out an important small business that's been printing stuff for us for quite some time. So Matt Baden asked about a hog trough. Yes, hog troughs are allowed. They're really popular in the kayak crowd, but they're more than can be used when not kayak fishing either. Folks, just so folks remember and don't miss it in this tournament, last year we started something fun. Quite often you see some of the same names and the same really competitive and really avid anglers battling it out. In fact, I owe everybody an update of the Angler of the Year right now. And we've got some top-notch anglers that participate in our tournaments, but we want to also give an opportunity to folks that just might just catch a fish, right? And so let me pull up this screen again. Here you go. The first rockfish over 30 inches gets a random prize. 10th entered prize, 20th entered prize, 30th entered prize. Last rockfish before lines out gets a prize, and the first non-rockfish gets a prize. So the way we get these prizes is through great sponsors. And you can see we've got some great prizes from All Tackle. The longest rockfish is going to be an angle cooler again. There's going to be a lot of good stuff, given out to folks. And so that's why we want you to register now. Register by this deadline tomorrow and take advantage of that 25% off at BKD. Of course, they're our title sponsor in JLS, who we're talking with tonight, with Ron Buffington coming out with their new line, the BMF rods, very soon. So Ron and Jamie, thank you so much for supporting CCA as much as you do.
We try to support everything in the community as much as we can. I don't think we said no this year to anybody that asked us for something. So
yep,
we try.
Yeah, and we're all in this together. The fishing community, our neighbors, everything. I know we're all been through a tough year. Together, we can continue to make it through, and just treat your neighbors with respect. Your fellow anglers. And also, folks, if you haven't paid attention, you can help CCA this week at the Giving Thanks virtual online banquet right now. In fact, there's a JLS rod in the silent auction. And to get to that, you go to givingthanks.givesmart.com. That's our silent auction this week. And tomorrow in your email inboxes, you'll see an announcement with all the great live auction items we're going to have. The live auction will be very similar to this platform. You'll be able to follow along on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, and that'll be this Thursday night. So you're going to see a lot of from CCA. I'll be on the screen a lot this week talking to you about everything we have going on. Mike Dunlap just posted in the comments, Dave, what about the other tournament indicator? Little does Mike know, my phone alarm's about to go off and let me know to send out the pickerel tournament indicators. So as I mentioned, I'm going pickerel fishing in the morning with Captain Tom Weaver in Annapolis. We're going to come to you live from the water, giving you some tips and tricks on careful catch and release of pickerel. And so the anglers who have already signed up are going to get a tournament indicator. That's what you see that we draw. People draw on their hand or on the ruler, and that's how we know that you're fishing in the tournament, not fishing before it. We can look into the data of the pictures and see when the picture was taken to make sure folks aren't taking pictures prior to the event and then turning them in day of. But that indicator that's drawn on your hand or written on the ruler is always announced at after sunset the night before the tournament begins. So for the pickerel tournament, folks are going to get their indicators right now. We'll send that out to everybody that's registered, and we'll do the same thing for the Winter Classic later in the week. And any other questions?
I think Adam had a question about the I don't know. He's got something in there about a sandbag. There was something about a ruler.
Oh, no answer.
I got a special ruler for him. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of that one.
Yeah, I think Adam's. I should inspect Adam's ruler.
I think so.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, he's been winning too much lately. I don't know, something's going on there.
Hey, 2020 is full of just confusing, crazy things. If, speaking of 2020, our 25th anniversary, I just realized I forgot to talk about my brand new hat here that you can have as well. These are available at the Giving Thanks event. So givingthanks.givesmart.com. These are some brand new Sims hats. These are 25th anniversary. Of course, there's only a handful of them. They come in this camo mesh back. And then we've also got a gray cloth one and a couple other cool CCA hats we just got from our friends at Sims. And I've got a little surprise I'm going to announce as well that there's a big Sims gift certificate for anybody. It's a fly angler that catches a fish this weekend. I totally forgot about that until just now, but we're going to announce that. $250 gift card to just a random fly caught fish in this weekend's tournament. So you'll see that in writing in an update soon to bring a fly rod along and give it a try.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, just for catching a fish. You're random drawing. Don't have to catch a big one. Just catch one. It has to be legal. So
I have a question with the pickerel tournament. Do you have to enter that now, or can you enter it during?
So yeah, the pickerel tournament starts tomorrow, but you can enter it anytime between now and February 28th.
All right. Yeah, I'll have to call up Sammy Green, and him and I'll have to enter it and go a couple times.
Yeah. And the way it goes, it's $50 for members. It's $75 to add your membership with it. It's another iAngler based event. Here's what you're looking for. If you go to ccamd.org/pickerel, you can go directly to this page, and it explains everything. This is about the fourth year we've been doing this. We've had a pickerel tournament on and off for years. In fact, Haynes made the original CCA. It was called can't think of what it was called right now, but it's a pickerel, and the idea was that it was the most inches caught in a year that we would really award. Then we started thinking about that, and we went, people handling all those fish, us incentivizing them handling all those fish. Nothing wrong with catching them. There's nothing wrong with catching and releasing them. We give plenty of good guidance, but we didn't want to be the driving force behind a lot of people going to catch a lot of fish in these rivers. The pickerel are always kind of in up and down cycles. They're right on the edge of their tolerances with salinity and such where they live in some of our tidal rivers. But ultimately, we changed the format to just the 3-fish stringer. But I got to find that award that used to be on the wall at Anglers. In fact, I'll be there tomorrow talking to Sam and others about pickerel fishing. So you can register anytime you want. The second you register, it says in here, right here, you just contact me and you get that identifier, that indicator for your hand. After December 1st, everybody will get one as you register. And that way, the second you register, I give you the code, you put it in your pictures, you take pictures of your fish and you turn them in. And there's some questions out there today that I saw. Open is a 3-fish pickerel stringer. And so no matter how you catch them, you can catch one on the fly, you can catch one on your kayak and one on your boat, they all combine for that 3-fish open stringer. The fly is the longest fly caught. It's a single prize. And then kayak is longest kayak or stand-up paddleboard caught pickerel. Youth, we have trophies for each place. Youth is free. You get a free youth membership by going to the Kids Corner, and you get a free youth entry just by registering for the pickerel tournament and using the code CCA Youth. So all the kids will get trophies for catching legal pickerel. And then we also have the largest perch and the longest crappie. So there's a bunch of different ways to win, and actually some great opportunities to get your BMF rod, your Panfish rod out there and seeing what it's all about. I know great pickerel fishing has been going on in some of the tidal rivers, and like I said, I'll be hopefully reporting in the morning. So looks like we have some folks that'll be packing a fly rod. You don't just pack it; you got to get it out there and send that fly deep. Big birds, big fish. See what you can find.
Dave, this might be a dumb question. Is there a place that we can go and look at the auction items for Thursday night's auction?
Yeah. So we're going to send out. In fact, just finished it. We're going to post it tonight. The preview for the live auction.
Nice.
And so what's happening right now, givingthanks.givesmart.com is, in fact, I'll type it in the comment here. Oops. Gotta spell it right. So in the link I just posted into the comments, givingthanks.givesmart.com, that's the silent auction. That's also where you can get instant buy items. So just like this hat. We've got this hat. You've got stainless steel tumblers, some great oyster knives, some other products, great stocking stuffer type stuff. That's available. And if it says instant buy, you can buy it right now. We just put on some great Sims gear today. We're getting donations every day and adding more stuff. That silent auction will end Friday night at 10. So after you're done fishing this tournament, getting ready to fish this tournament, the silent auction will be ending Friday night at 10. But the live auction is Thursday night. We're streaming live from Sean Kimbrough's shop. And we're going to have Charles, the Rabbit Man Rodney, or one of CCA's just favorite auctioneer. He's donated so much time to CCA calling bids for us. He's also donated a rabbit hunt. So we've got some great trips. We've got light tackle guides from the area. We've got a really, really cool wade fishing trip up for auction down in Port O'Connor, Texas. You want to talk about a beautiful place. Mike Whistle and I were able to go there after a CCA board meeting one time. You go out in these flats and wade, and you're catching redfish, speckled trout, flounder, knee-deep water, waist-deep water, throwing artificials. So Robert Taylor, CCA's National Development Director, donated a trip for 2 days down there, staying at a gorgeous house right on the water. So that's a really good one. But a ton of local stuff. Even one of Frank Bonanno's pizza parties will be up for auction.
Ooh, I've been to several of them. It's worth every penny.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh. Jamie Lynn will probably buy it.
Love it. Well, and you know that that we're also going to be talking about a closely held secret, very closely held secret that Anglers now has some top shelf whiskey. And so we're letting that cat out of the bag. Maybe I let it out too early, but if you've been in there recently, there's top shelf whiskey. They've got a lot of different beverage options there now at Anglers Sports Center. And Sean Kimbrough makes one heck of a great old fashioned. So, we're going to open up the night on Thursday and share everybody a great cocktail idea. But you'll again see some stuff from Anglers with us tomorrow. We want everybody to hang out on Thursday night, hang on your couch, be safe, and act like you're just at one of our banquets, having a few drinks, having a good time, and giving thanks for conservation. I mean, we're here to work hard and make sure these fisheries are safe for the future. It's difficult work, but we couldn't do it without great members and supporters, great companies like JLS. I mean, Ron and Jamie have been heavily involved in the Central Chapter for a very long time. So we couldn't thank you all enough. And just about everybody, tonight, it's great to have friends and CCAs continue to support us through these tough times. And Frank does use great Italian seasoning. Yes.
Yeah. So if anybody wins the pizza party besides me, you have to take, it's just like an Italian tradition. You take a can of Italian seasoning over to Frank.
Frank's secret, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's a secret ingredient, Italian seasoning.
Yep. Right on. All right. Let's see. Oh, I did just find out that the winning fish last year was caught on a BKD. So Bill Montgomery just texted me to remind me of that. So again, folks, register. Let me throw that link back up. If you're still with us, I deleted it. Never mind. ccamd.org/Winter Classico. There it is in the bottom of the screen. You can see Ron's phone number. Give Ron a call. Find out about these BMF rods. Get your order in. Get in line. I know they're going to be great. I can't wait to pick up a panfish one. I like catching little fish.
Yeah, and we'll start taking pre-orders for them soon. And I don't know if I mentioned or not, but one last thing, real quick, before we wrap this up, JLS is going to shut down business in January. We're going to take the month of January to get caught up on some things, and also trying to get some stock in, because getting parts in has been difficult. And then, of course, we need to get our new line of rods in, and we need to also make some rods to put in stores, because all of our stores have been out of rods, and anglers and island tackle and all them guys have been very patient since May. But it is an obligation that JLS has, so we need to do that. And then we plan to reopen and full blast in February and go at it again.
Sounds good. Good. I know you guys are working hard. You can see by all the rods sticking up around you in the background there. And I know, thank you, Jamie. If you're still sitting there, all the hard work you put into keeping Ron in line. We all appreciate it.
She's just walking back in. Thank you guys.
He works me entirely too hard.
It's on the record right here, live on Facebook and YouTube. So, well, thanks to everybody for following along. We'll hope to see you all out there on the water, catching some great fish. Everybody remember the live auction this Thursday night. The soft start will be 7:30. We'll be listening to some great music, making some great drinks, and then getting going with the bid calling right at 8 p.m. And you won't miss some promotions between now and then. Like I said, some of those trips I just mentioned will be live previewed tonight. So check your inbox, check your social media, and please share. We want as many folks as possible on our auction and having fun and supporting CCA. Remember, join CCA, the largest organization of its kind in this country, representing recreational anglers, building habitat, and taking care of the resources we care about, just like we do here in Maryland, is happening throughout our country in local chapters, and we're all in this together. So thanks, Ron, for being a big part of what we do here in Maryland, and good luck, everybody. Have fun this weekend, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Good luck, everybody.
Thanks.